Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is July 24th, 2025. It's been more than a month since I made a video and I updated all of you on status of my call options that I own for Alibaba. Um, so I thought I'd make a quick video and provide an update. At the same time, a lot has happened with the Alibaba stock since my last video. And I also noticed that today the New York Times posted an article on China and how there is a problem there with too much competition. So I thought we read that article together. And also, um there's something happening with my call options. The call options I had purchased, they went down in price, and then I don't know, something happened, and now those call options are at the same price. Meanwhile, the true price of those call options is much higher if I check Yahoo Finance. So I'll talk a little bit about that. So since my last visit, if you look at the stock, Alibaba stock, you can see. I'm just gonna move my screen here a little bit. The stock, how has the stock? The stock has gone up since then. So let's see, more than a month. Yeah, it's been a month since I made a video. Let's just go 6 months, honestly. So I think I made my last video around here, June 6th. So honestly, not too far away from where we are at right now. Um, in early July, the stock did go way down to like close to like $100 a share, and then since then it's been going up. Today was a red day, but or a down day, I should say, and yeah, but that's okay. So as for my call options, if I pull up my stats right now, you can see here, this is what my call options are doing. So yes, both of them are for October 17th with a strike price of $145. Honestly, this is supposed to be just like one call option, but I don't know why. One of them is called Baba 2 and the other one is called just Baba. So originally this is the one I bought, and as you can see, oh sorry, I mean this is the one I bought, and as you can see, I have uh, a position of this much, close to $3,000, and you can see I'm currently down, but that's because it's saying that the call option is at dollar 49, and this is my average. But in reality, the call option should be around here, the $3.15. Um, it just happened that in early July, when the call option was down, I ended up buying one more call option, and for that one, it's a new. And this is the one that markets are following, I guess. This is the true price. This is a really good price. So overall, I guess you can just see that I'm a little bit confused on what my true position is. I've contacted my broker and I've asked them what is going on. Why do I have two different contracts? Let's see what they come back with. I hope it's just a administration technical problem that they can fix. And I hope there's no action item for me. Uh, so that's the quick update on this on the call options. In terms of what are some of the catalysts, I know that Alibaba, their earnings are coming up soon, not soon, next month. So hopefully, we'll have some good news coming out. Uh, let's see. I'm just gonna go. Let's just see what's trending for Alibaba on X or Twitter. I'm no longer a big fan of Twitter, but let's just see. I prefer Reddit. You have to have bad days to have good days. Okay, this is BS, BS. So these guys are all traders. Let's just go top. Maybe there's someone. Baba with a massive $10,000, $160 strike price call by for February 2026. How did they find this out? What is this? Unusual whales. I've always wondered how they find this out. Bullish setup on Baba. So you can see that a lot of traders are following Alibaba and they're excited about Alibaba. I guess that's a good news. Here's someone talking about Alibaba stock. So November 2025, January 2026. Okay, good for them. So I'm here in October. Yeah, I guess if I was buying new call options, I would be buying 6 months away, which kind of takes you to December and January. So Brian Tikango is someone I follow, and he's pretty good. He's very pro-China, and he's always writing good things about China. So any of his posts, just take it with grain of salt. But and nothing wrong with that. I know a lot of oil and gas people just write positive things about oil and gas. They're fully committed to that one sector. It's okay. It's okay. You'll find a lot of people uh, doing stuff like that. For me, I don't like it. I don't do that because I want to be objective and I don't want to get attached, of course. And I just feel like a lot of people, it kind of becomes like a sports for them, like if you have your favorite team, even though they are losing, people still stick with their favorite team. It could be soccer team, hockey team, whatever. Anyways, if I just continue to go, what is going to looks real? Next stop 170. Yeah, let's see. So this is from July 20th, that's from yesterday. Okay. So yeah, you can see traders are quite excited about Alibaba. Let's see. Anyways, I'm still holding it. I think we have got some good news coming up. Alibaba earnings before October, of course, and we got President Xi and President Donald Trump meeting also in October. So a lot can happen. Before then, I'm bullish on Alibaba for now. I think this is a great trading stock. Uh, Now let's just see what the article in New York Times was saying. So the title is China's Problem with Competition. There's too much of it. The Chinese government is taking steps to rein in what it calls involution or access competition that is hurting local companies and fueling the country's deflationary spiral. Okay, that's good. Auto parts inside the Zeekr factory in Ningbo, China. Chinese firms collectively dominate market share in industry, but individual companies struggle to eke out a consistent profit. So honestly, we've heard, as someone who follows Chinese markets closely, I've heard this type of problem before. I know like the Uber type of business, Uber Eat type of business. There's a lot of competition there, and government was taking steps to fix that recently. So I guess this article is coming after the government, made those announcements and has decided to address that. So I guess that the article is following those government announcements and policy changes. So let's see. It is a circle of life in China's business world. A promising technology or product emerges. Chinese manufacturers by the dozens or sometimes the hundreds storm into the nascent sector. Yes, they ramp up production and drive down cost. As the overall market grows, the competition becomes increasingly cutthroat, with rival companies undercutting one and another and enduring razor-thin profit margins or even losses in the hope of outlasting the field. Yeah, it's kind of like the survival of the fittest. Adding to the competitive fervor, China's local governments, each with its own target for economic and job growth, back a homegrown champion and shower it with financial and bureaucratic support. Soon the whole industry, awash in production capacity, is trapped in a race for survival. Yes, we've heard about China's cities and how the city mayors are very powerful and they try to promote uh, factories and jobs in their cities, and they want their own companies in their cities to be successful. While most governments encourage vigorous competition and low prices, China is going in the opposite direction. It is trying to rein In involution, a sociological phrase widely used in China to describe a self-defeating cycle of excessive competition damaging deflation. Xi Jinping, China's top leader, pledged to take steps to crack down on low price and disorderly competition and eliminate outdated industrial capacity at high-level economic meeting this month. At another recent gathering on urban development, Mr. Xi questioned whether every province needed to rush into sectors like artificial intelligence and electric cars. Yeah, it's very true. Like companies and businesses, industries, they would go depending on what the policies are. So that's why policy making is so important. And China honestly does a very good job in making policies and setting goals and delivering results. Price wars and involutionary competition will only encourage bad money driving good money, wrote People's Daily, the official mouthpiece of the Chinese Communist Party. Simply rolling prices downward will not result in a winner. Yes. Sometimes policies like this can be raised to the bottom. China's efforts to tackle involution are taking on new life as President Trump's tariff discouraged exports to the United States. Other companies are also wary of a flood of inexpensive Chinese goods redirected their way. These unsold goods, combined with a slow domestic economy, have intensified competition, fueling a deflationary spiral. Yes, so we know that in China, the domestic economy has been very slow since COVID, and the government is trying to, empower the consumers, but I don't know. So far, it hasn't really been working. So that's good to see. And on top of that, that's not good to see. But on top of that, the fact that they're not able to export a lot of these products just makes it a disaster. China's gross domestic product deflator, or broad measures of prices across the economy, has fallen for 8 straight quarters. That's like 2 years. The most prolonged downturn on record. In June, the country's PPI, Producer Price Index, a measure of the price goods leaving factories, fell by its largest amount in nearly 2 years. China has pledged to step up its regulation of companies driving down prices and to reinstate subsidies and incentives from local governments that provide lifeline to zombie firms or non-competitive firms kept alive by outside support. Yeah, that's good. Fierce competition and overcapacity have plagued industries such as steel and cement, and newer, fast-growing sectors like solar panels and electric vehicles have quickly become a race to the bottom. That's what I just said. It has created an unusual dynamic. Chinese firms collectively dominate market share in an industry, but individual companies struggle to eke out a consistent profit. Speaking of zombie companies, there's zombie companies everywhere, especially in Canada. There's just way too many. And they just have very good ties with governments, and they've been around for a very long time. So government, keeps on supporting them. During a meeting on Wednesday of China's State Council or cabinet, officials pledged to regulate irrational competition in the electrical vehicle sector through investigations into cost and price monitoring. The measures came after BYD, China's largest electric vehicle manufacturer, slashed prices on nearly 2 dozen models of electric and hybrid cars in May. The China Association of Automobile Manufacturers, a government-linked industry group, rebuked BYD and warned about the perils of price wars. Zhang Kai, a salesman for XPeng Motors, one of China's biggest electrical vehicle makers, said pricing pressure will remain because of sluggish consumer spending and overcapacity in the sector. He said manufacturers had no choice but to maintain discounted prices for EVs, even after a popular government subsidy program aimed at helping people buy energy-efficient cars and other goods comes to an end. This is a new normal, he said. Once prices drop, they definitely won't go back up. Oh, shoot. To understand the challenges of excessive competition, consider Hebei province in northern China. Hebei, a region renowned for its mining, heavy industry, and agriculture, has become notorious for cutthroat competition. One publication referred to the area's merchants as price butchers. At an industrial park in Hebei, surrounded by cornfields, more than 100 garment makers operate in rows of nearly identical storefronts selling clothes that is so similar it is hard to distinguish one from another. The complex caters to customers interested in finding factories to mass produce t-shirts, sweatshirts, and other pieces of outwear. The commercial zone was established about a decade ago by the Suning County government after garment manufacturers started building factories on farmland in Hebei to meet the growing demand for inexpensive clothing from online shoppers. On a recent summer day, a group of customers traveled from one storefront to another, browsing t-shirts and sweatshirts in various colors and styles. The local province is opening an even larger industrial park for knitting technology adjacent to the existing one. It will feature a large exhibition space, a storage area, and services for e-commerce, according to state media. Construction had been scheduled to finish in May, but the complex appeared only partly built last month, and the existing industrial park feels almost abandoned. Many storefronts were closed and the lone restaurant was shuttered, with tables and chairs shoved into a corner and remnants of food scattered on the floor. Zhang Weiwa is one of the small t-shirt manufacturers working in the complex. She said she produced about 1 million shirts a year for wholesalers across China. Since 2024, the company has grown so intense that her business has been losing money. The involution is unbearable. People are driving themselves to death, oof, said Ms. Zhang, who is not related to the car salesman at Xpeng Motors. The general market environment is poor, sales are stagnant, production capacity is overloaded. She said the customers were constantly asking for her for price cuts, but that she had already reduced her margin per share more than 60% in the past several years. Ms. Zhang said some of her competitors were willing to sell items at a loss to turn inventory into cash. Then customers asked her to match the competition's low prices, leaving her in a no-win situation. Match the price and lose even more money, or don't match and lose the business entirely. She said many factories had closed, but that had not alleviated the competitive pressures. Tang Yong-sang, a t-shirt manufacturer in Guangdong in southeastern China, operates 8 factories in Hebei. He said his competitors were willing to undercut one another endlessly, especially as many China's dominant e-commerce platforms drive down prices. Okay, that's us. That's the Alibaba and JD.com folks. Mr. Tang said many factories in Hebei engaged in the race to the bottom because the local government encouraged continued investment. It is easier to borrow money from banks there than in other parts of the country. That drives factory owners to do whatever it takes to stay in business. The main goal is to survive. They'll stubbornly persist. Yeah, it's all about policies. A short drive from the garment park and another industry is Hebei is locked in a punishing price war. Fishing rod workshops line the thoroughfare in Suning County, producing a significant share of China's fishing gear. Business had boomed during the pandemic as people spent heavily on outdoor leisure activities, merchants said, but demand has plunged since then. The slumping Chinese economy is not helping, they said. People who worried about the value of their homes or the safety of their jobs were less willing to spend on discretionary items. Okay, Sun Yuna, a fishing pole manufacturer, said business had dropped off drastically in the past year. Fishing poles that sold for $12 on e-commerce platforms are now $9. She used to make $4 profit from each fishing rod, she said, but that is now down to $1.50. There are no better options, Miss Sun. Lower prices, that's pretty much it. So the article was written by Daisuke Wakabayashi, Asian correspondent for the Times based in Korea. So, okay, so that was a good article, lengthy article. I guess even though the article was focused mainly on uh, fishing rod manufacturers, t-shirt manufacturers, it highlights the bigger problem in China, which is that the domestic demand is very low. People are not buying products, and the e-tailers like Alibaba, JD.com, uh, they are playing a role in cutting prices to be competitive. So yeah, like it's a tough situation. I think uh, we'll see what happens. I'll see what Alibaba team has to say. Alibaba is very diversified, but we've been discussing this for a long time. We need Chinese consumers to start buying. We need them to export stuff, products outside also, and we need the government to come in with more stimulus that are highly effective. But so far, looks like they may have stabilize the market, but we need more. We need more. We need things to get better. We need to be people to start shopping again. Okay, that's it for me, everyone. Until next time, take care. Goodbye.